Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Xuan Yuan Sword 7. I'm Serious JG. I was planning on setting this game down, playing something else, but we got to the freaking Lady in Green. This is where the story's been going for a long time. And part of me was like, well, no, I didn't say it, that's why. Part of me was like, end the session, but I wouldn't have been able to stop myself from getting ahead on the story, so let's figure out what's going on. If this is like a 30-second cutscene and then nothing happens as a result, I will be annoyed. But let's see what's going on.
这样啊，
夫人，我自吉朋大王口中听说，你晓得炼化人体之法。
Or just do it for us.
想向您请教。
炼化人体，为何有此一
Want to
问？
make an army of warriors to rule the world?
这是机关人吗？
Wow, you really
原本的身躯还
did
在
a pretty good job.
修复身躯时，潜伏在里头的黑火反噬，
Mother, what did you do that
生
for?
命也不剩了。
黑火反噬，我了解了。非死亦非生，正青春就遭此不测。我可以帮助你们，只是
I need you to collect 4
夫人，请说。
chocobo mushrooms and 5 sunlight flowers.
有别于炼化妖魔，需以强大的能量驱动阵法，否则必然失败。阵法我能够为你绘制，能量
There's just no way that this isn't like evil, right? This is necromancy. She's bringing a body back from the dead. This is bad, right? Right?
只有上古神器才定。
Oh, we need the Xuan Yuan sword.
大小姐，您怎么没带着轩辕剑呢？
发生了些事情，剑被我封印在鲁班遗迹。
Oh, so now we gotta go get the fucking sword, huh?
那您
You bitch!
为了避免遭人夺去，离开时我已设下封印，
Like
等闲
yours.
之辈无法开启。你们只管到遗迹取回即可。
只要取回剑，仙儿便能得救。
我会为他炼化一具新的身躯。
Yeah, sure, why not?
这样的话，以前的病也能痊愈了。
What
那是自
illness?
然。
You didn't mention an illness.
多谢夫人指点。
无需多礼。看着他，会让我想起从前的自
You know,
己。
being a girl and all.
那么还有什么？
It's not just that they're both girls. I mean, they're also both Chinese.
问了吗？问了。
Oh, but about monsters.
夫人，冒昧一问，
Would you marry me?
旅途中我们听过许多关于绿衣女子与妖魔战斗之事。那是你吗？
Nope. Next
小鬼
question.
都叫你别乱说。
外头是怎么传的，我不清楚。不过，我
I
确
have
实
not
不用
left
你
anyone
传递
alive
自
to
己
tell stories. Yeah, she says not to be formal, but she's standing in that pose, wearing that outfit.
夫人若有什么难
She
处，
doesn't seem that
或许
relaxed.
我们能帮得上忙。
这事
Oh, never mind, she
等取
moved her
回
arm
轩辕
slightly.
剑后再谈吧。
是啊，说这些可没什么意思。
Jipping, shut the fuck up or I will lock you in yet another complex puzzle.
夫人愿意出手相助，感激不尽。
Thanks for the assist, lady.
是我要谢谢你们，愿意替我去取回轩辕剑。
But we didn't retrieve the sword yet. What?
从这儿离开，沿着黄河古道，便能抵达鲁班遗迹。
那么，吉朋大王是要留在这儿陪夫人了。
那是当然，大小姐在这儿一个人孤零零的。
Unless she orders you to leave, which I think she might, 'cause she doesn't want you
走
around.
吧，别让大小姐等着了。
大王才是，别太聒噪了，一直打扰夫人。
Later. What is wrong with you? I hate you so much. You know that, don't you?
你还是跟他们去吧。若有你跟着，从旁协助他们，我才能更放心些。就当做是为了我，好好照顾他们。
Ah, fuck.
大小姐说的是，我若不在，小鬼们搞不好还会坏事，让人放心不下。
所以 你这个老前辈。
Basically, she just wants him to leave her the fuck alone.
行，我去好好监督他们。
I'll sit around doing nothing as they solve complex puzzles, blah.
但愿一切顺利。
Meanwhile, as you just saw, that jar in the background of my house is breakable for Gil.
Oh, we got a bunch of experience, though. Cool. Alright, well, what did I say? 30-second cutscene, I will be annoyed. Yeah, this really wasn't worth the... I suppose I could, yeah, what the fuck, I'm committed now. I'll just do another video. Molang River. The snow at night was big and bright, deep in the heart of Molang. The snow faded as we left the Huaigu River behind and headed towards the valley beneath the two mountains. Madame Wenjing's college? Yes, she's the headmistress of the Molang River College for Girls. Her college sits right at the front of the waterfall people call Molang. Ink splash. I do not understand this name. The water looks perfectly white to me. Oh, it's mighty white here. Song Wenjing. One of two. Madam had built a college. Why do I keep doing that? A cottage at the base of the riverside. She looked much younger than I imagined, and our appearance only seemed to surprise her slightly. Well, she does seem like she's pretty, I don't know, it seems like she might be, like, high to the guilds. Excuse me.
It wasn't quite the reunion we'd expected. She was smiling, but I could see sorrow in her eyes, as if she had lost all feeling. When she spoke to me about being trapped between life and death, was she actually talking about herself?
Ooh, I didn't think about that, but yeah, actually, that kind of... There was a weird feeling of that, wasn't there? So the little fictional 10-year-old girl has more insight than I do into this story. That shows... What are you doing watching me play this game? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Xuan Yuan sword. According to the King Shiping, who refers to himself in the third person, the Xuan Yuan sword is one of the ancient divine relics. Its power is hidden to ordinary mortals, and to them it looks like any other bronze greatsword. Only a chosen few can wield this formidable weapon and unleash its full potential. With its true power unlocked, the sword would be transcendent, incandescent gold, and capable of cutting through mountains with a single cut. No monster can stand against it. Yeah, there's a lot of legends about like a super weapon like that that all kind of fell apart in the face of gunpowder. That's why Lubu hates the Cowboys. Them Cowboys. America's team. Faithful servant.
The proclaimed servant of King Xiping was actually Madame Wenjin's husband, Fu Zishe.
Is this explained? Where did she get this from? The proclaimed servant of King Xiping was actually...
Who first met her at the Molang River. The way King Xiping tells it, Fu Zishe used all of his many charms to gain Madame's love, and he was so astonished with Xipeng's scholarly attainments that he became his disciple. Sounds like our king adores him as well.
I hope we learn more about this guy, because it sounds kind of sweet. I don't imagine we'll meet him. I'm thinking the backstory, something, this. There's just no way that saying Wenjin doesn't have some kind of tragic backstory here. Of who she is. Like, it seems really likely that her husband is dead, and that the way that he came to be dead is involved with the story and tragic. But I've made a mistake in playing this game of thinking way too hard about how the story is going to end rather than just playing along and enjoying it. But it does seem like we're finally going to go retrieve the titular sword. I should have just played for another 5 minutes and wrapped up the video. Well, whatever. We'll go ahead and, hey, come out here and talk to us! 41 Xuan.
Block, I'm happy to be with you again. I'll be guiding you on your journey, Block. Please stop breaking my mistress's shit, Block! The fuck is wrong with you, Block?
And he's not wrong. We will rest in case we have new dialogue.
西域的人们来往的多，总也会听到一些不知真假的传闻。
They never are talking about the main story, just like...
关于女国的故事。
Wow.
谁也不知她确切在哪，只知是某座深山中遗世独立之所在。他们世代以2名贤明女子为王共治，即便是王的夫君，也从不问政事。
But they existed, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get new
男子在国中只
women.
负责征战，其余吏职皆由女子掌管。
这倒是和咱们挺像的。微臣对两位圣上可是毕恭毕敬，不敢造
Okay,
次。
you're getting weird now.
阿兄这是在暗讽我和红姐姐吧？
哎，不，陛下说一，微臣不敢说二。
那待会儿若碰上妖魔，便请子旭收拾他们了。我就带上香儿，在一旁欣赏你的英姿了。
好啊，红姐姐说了算。
Huh?
你俩怎么就这样说定了？
What the fuck? I have to be able to run away from bosses and let you guys do the work. Oh, well, now we got the Nation of... Okay, so this is just a thing. Like, we get additional little stories for Jiang's journal from Hong's travels. That's kind of cute. There's a lot to like. Like, I find, like, the more I play the game in any single setting, the more I like it. And then I step away from the game for a while and don't feel like picking it back up. Nation of Women.
Sister Hong mentioned a mysterious realm in the western region, isolated deep within mountains, where only women can hold power. According to Brother, in our country, all court officers... All court officials are men, and other than there being women in the Legion army...
Which is not a real thing and doesn't make sense, but is part of modern video game, things.
There's no precedent of women in any governing positions. Their concept of women running a country is unheard of. I wish I could see it with my own eyes.
Yep.
No, it says here that they walk around wearing like really skimpy, skin-tight uniforms, and oh, here it's like sexy armor that shows off a lot of butt cheek. But for some reason, they've got like some kind of feathery thing hanging behind the butt that only covers one half.
I'm referencing a specific game now, but
Oh, some of the women go around wearing black leather. Oh, could be interesting.
yeah, there's a long cultural
还
history.
是跟我们一块儿来了吗？
夫人生性喜静，果然是真的。
Fuck you guys.
各位干的小鬼，要执行这么困难的任务，
Where is he that we're
总是
hearing
有
his
点
voice
风
right
险
now?
况且世界威力无穷，还是稳妥些。
Oh, there it is.
总之，
Yeah, there's a long history of, adventure fiction about countries ruled by women. And as far as I can make out, for the entire history of that as like a subgenre of fiction, it's always been kind of pointed out to be... Well, there's never any comment that the world would be better if it was that way. Sometimes there are stories where that's a terrible idea and bad stuff happens. And then you've got like the Greek legends of the Amazon warriors and stuff, but invariably, for some, there is this kinky element to it. That is just always a part of it. Whether it's the intention of the people who first came up with the story or not, it always turns into something kinky. It doesn't have to involve black leather specifically, but like I'm joking about something. No, this is all of these legends of that kind of stuff. Always there's some goofy kink element to it. By the time it gets popular enough that more than like a handful of people have heard the story, there's a kinky version out there. So in the meantime, this is this beautiful idyllic place with no monsters so far. I'm digging it. I mean, if our story, so our actual story is we're trying to get Jiang's body back. Chong has this kind of, she'd like to get some kind of revenge on the Lucian army, but like, I think she's also accepted the fact that revenge might be somewhat empty. Like, this is reminding me in a weird way of all games to reference. It reminds me a bit of Breath of Fire 3. I'm really close to a, how do I get to it? I'm really close to a, I do not know how I got over here at all, wow. But I seem to be really close to a thing where there's a teleport thing, which would be a nice thing to find and have access to. But it's really similar to Breath of Fire 3, just in the fact that for a major part of Breath of Fire 3's story, you're not really trying to save the entire world. You just have a series of adventures that affects the main characters that you're playing as. Which is kind of fun. Like, Breath of Fire 3 was a really chill game to play blind. You know, if playing as a kid, I might have found it boring, I don't know. But playing it blind as, as a Let's Player, it was a really fun, chill kind of game to mess around with. But it really does seem like we get the Xuan sword and bring it back to her. That can't be the end of the story, can it? But whatever happens from there, it's gonna... I'm still wondering if there isn't a section of the city that we're not meant to be able to get to until later, and that we do it like, I don't know, maybe when Jiang's body is brought back, Hong gets kidnapped or something, and we have to go rescue her. Like something happens that involves a final showdown with the Li Jun army. Maybe while we are equipped with the sword, or maybe they steal the sword from us and we got to go get it back. Or I'm stuck on this idea that I really do feel like we had a pretty thorough exploration and never found a way to get here, and that it might be some kind of end game area that is geographically close to where we've been, but not in any other way.
King Jiping's personality changed completely when we met Madam. He became completely silent and obedient.
No, he didn't. He was still, like, jumping in, yelling at us.
I could see he really loved her, to the point he would even sacrifice himself for her. I don't know why Madam insisted we take Xingping with us. Maybe she has a plan of her own.
Maybe Jiping... Oh. I don't know why I'm guessing, because I'm either going to be right and potentially kind of spoil it for you, or I'll be wrong and just seem dumb. Maybe Jiping is somehow what happened to her husband. Like, he doesn't remember it clearly, but somehow he got transformed into this bird, so she feels attached to him, but, like, it's not really him anymore. I'm just making shit up, but... Soul of Roaring. When Bear Roar hits an enemy, chance to decrease 15% of its attacks for 15 seconds. Am I using Bear Roar, Bear one right now? I think I actually am. No, I'm using Tiger. But there is something for Tiger. Furious Tiger Claw deals massive damage to an enemy all around you. And that draws life out of them, but only if they're in the bleeding status, so... Whatever, I'm not going to mess with combat stuff right now because we haven't been in a ton of combat, and the little combat we've had has gone fine. So let's not focus on it, let's focus on seeing if we can advance things. Try to keep eyes open for loots, but I don't want to, like, just proceed at a snail's pace either. But yeah, I don't know if it's suddenly going to be about monsters or if it'll... But she hid the Xuan Yuan sword, presumably, because she doesn't want the Li Jun army to get it, because they're fucking evil. And we got music shift here. Not sure what this place is about. Are we... Okay, but we are back to actually being able to see a map, which is nice. So this is a dungeon, and this was a dungeon, and we had a long stretch without, like, big stretches, like, major dungeons that you couldn't see into. I just don't see how we're meant to get here. It's far enough off the beaten track of places that we had quests to go... Never mind. Doesn't matter. They're building up the sense of epicness. I will say it's a bit underwhelming to finally meet that lady after all this time, but the idea that something important is about to happen is present. I was about to say, are we going to be fighting monsters to get the sword? No, I have a feeling we're back to fighting the Li Jun army, because that's why she hid this thing. They're presumably trying to get it.
敌军守住了隘口，看来是绕不过去了。
We won't be able to get past them.
怎么会把守在这儿？
Because they're trying to get the
总
sword.
之，一切小心。
It's been a while since we had a nasty boss fight. I've had a feeling that something was coming. Are we in the middle of a dungeon now? Nope. this is still navigable. Yeah, navigable. You can see what's going on with the map. No, I'm not letting that guy escape. Damn it, he just barely managed to avoid getting sucked into the prison. Now we got a bunch more Lujin to fight. Oh wow, looks like we got a Chinese guy here. I got a wanted poster says we're looking for some Chinese guy. I think that's the idea, that they're gonna do it over your dead body though. Yeah, the problem is it's hard to get him to focus on the ones that I want him to. Like, can I just focus? Here we go. Trying to get the spellcasters first, because they can do some nasty damage while you're dealing with the melee guys. Ow. Now, can I get the arrow shooter? Oh, they already got the arrow shooter for me. Oh no, they did get the arrow shooter for me. Sometimes you want to get rid of the shield guys last just because they can be difficult to kill. You can really get sucked into a pattern of wailing on them while other people are damaging you with range. Hey kids, there's a big one. Wait, if they're using the monster? Or they're sucking power from the monster? And now the monster's free? I don't get it. Either way, it looks like he's not going to be friends with us. Oh, now there's a bunch of monsters too. Great. Why wouldn't there be a million monsters to fight? Fuck me! I'm trying to get out of the corner. Oh, fuck. Load last save. How many fights do I have to do over again now? Does it count as a save when we beat all those Lucian guys and had a cinematic about a million monster army? That will make a difference here. Because I think it was right to use the Elysium Scroll, but it really doesn't help you as much as you would think. It slows down time, but only for a few seconds, and you really don't get to do that much damage. But it's trying to get rid of the spellcasters. Those big hard-hitter guys, yeah, you need to avoid them too, but they take so many hits to kill. You have to thin out the herd first. I don't think Neo 2 is a much harder game as far as, like, combat with individual enemies goes. But also, it gives you the power in most cases to avoid a lot of combat against groups, because combat against groups is really nasty in Neo 2.
Alright, Yellow River Arroyo is completely dried up, producing a completely different landscape from the Molang River. The Arroyo is as deep as a mountain valley, snaking through the land like a perplexing maze and throwing up sand and dust with harsh, powerful gales. According to legend, it used to be believed that the banks of the Yellow River were so frequently because the river god was angry. To appease the fury, people would throw livestock and jade into the water. Some even sacrificed young women to the river so they might comfort the god as his wives. Later, they discovered how to suppress the floods with proper maintenance, and the sacrifices stopped.
Well, I'm sure those sacrifices that were done before that were... I'm sure they were important and useful in some way. Alright. Recovery items, damage resistance, attack. Killing an enemy recovers 20 health. Absorb bleeding damage and recover health. Increase stun resistance for all teammates. Clockwork Owl hits an enemy. Oh, Hong ended up with like nothing. I guess I just realized nothing is... There's not that many that are actually useful. Because there's no poison or burning right now. There's only that many that are useful on our side characters. So we could use a recipe to do... Bear Roar has a chance of decreasing enemy attack by 15%. That's not one we're using now. Using Tiger Stance, increase stun value by 10%. Furious Tiger Claw, it's a bleeding enemy, recovers 5%. Clockwork Owl hits an enemy, decrease its attack by 10% for 15 seconds. Do I not already have this? Soul of Binding. Hold on a second. I feel like that would be one I've already got on her. Soul of Hurling, Soul of Guardian. No, I don't. I guess we should get one. Because it's one that we can just put on her, you know, which is nice. It's nice to find ones that you can use on the other characters that are useful. When your attack hits a burning enemy, chance to increase... Oh, this is only for Hong, because there's a different icon. Alright, so we'll do this. And anything that we don't already have. Ox Crush. Soul of Crisis. Soul of Greed. We don't have one. Oh man, did I throw those away? I probably sold those. Crap. Well, it doesn't matter though. Really, 10% increase. Increase max health by 10. This might be useful for Hong, because she's always... She's the one who's most likely to get killed. When using Escort Taiwu. We haven't found any frogs, hardly. Alright, I don't know how many more useful ones there will be. Even some of those are not that useful. It's just like, well, I got a slot on this character. I might as well put something there. Attack hits a bleeding enemy, chance of healing all teammates. What the hell? Soul of Majesty. So we will find something we got lots of, like black flame crystals. Suddenly we got tons of those. Soul of Inspiration. Soul of Encouragement. I don't know how many uses we'll have for these black flame crystals, but I mean, if this is what they're mainly used for, let's use them. Then we'll get everything equipped, and it'll be time to call it a video. Okay, everything's leveled up as good as it can be. So the Guardian 3. Is it already equipped? That's already equipped. Solo Hurling is already equipped. Increase max health. Thought I had something else that she could potentially use. Alright, well, I want to throw down a save before we go in there, since I made a bunch of changes to stuff. But what I think I'll do is I'll do that between videos, because I think it's time to call it. When we come back next time, guys, we will attempt that fight again and try to do better. See you guys then.